Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly What's Up for the week of September 19th through the 25th. Anybody feeling a little bit of that full moon energy coming up? I'm sure some of you are. So we'll start off with a little bit of the astrology, but the reason I bring up the planets and what's going on with the moon and the other planets isn't because, oh, that's a guaranteed fact, it's going to happen. The reason I bring it up is because that is a little bit of the energy. So with the weekly What's Up energetic forecast, the planets kind of factor into that too. Starting on the 20th and 21st, we get the full moon, and the full moon is in Pisces while the sun is in Virgo. And I was reading one of the astrologers I follow, and she made something that made me laugh out loud. She said, with the sun in Virgo and the moon in Pisces, you can't get any more opposites than that. It's like the sun wants to go to cooking classes and plan out each step of it, while the moon in Pisces wants to go to a party and do drugs. So, I mean, opposite ends of the spectrum, but it does mesh really well. Right now, also on the 22nd, we have the Autumnal Equinox, and that's always a really good time of year. It is the official start of fall, and I don't know about you, but when I go outside, I'm up here in the Midwest, I can smell fall when I'm outside. It has that harvest time, the time of letting things go and abundance and moving into things like that. And then to top it all off, which will start affecting us in full next week, but we are in the retro shadow. We got our beloved Mercury goes retrograde again. And so we may start to see different themes that we've been working on our lives reappear. So lessons you haven't learned are going to keep hitting you until you learn them. And yes, we may have people pop up from our past. Doesn't mean they will, but it happens more often during Mercury retrograde than not. Also, just pay attention to what you're doing. Try and be mindful, which is good advice for any time of the year. So that's a little bit of the planetary energy that's going to be affecting us. I am going to look at the energy affecting us using tarot cards and oracle cards to get a little view of that, a little snapshot of it. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing because I've got some interesting things coming up in the next couple months. For those of you who've been following me for a while, welcome back. And thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, all that kind of fun stuff. I really appreciate it, and we'll keep the channel growing. Also, if you're interested, you can follow my Facebook or Instagram channels. Sometimes I'll throw a live on there, and that doesn't make it on my YouTube channel until later. Sometimes I post the videos that don't make it on my Facebook channel until later, so follow all of them, and then you won't miss anything. But let's see what's going on. This week, I am going to use the Akashic Tarot, which is a new deck that I have not really used a whole lot, so I may be pulling from the book a little bit, and also tapping into the work I do in the Akashic Records. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Akashic Records, that is where all of the choices we've made, all the different energy from our soul is stored. It's like a database of the soul. I see it as like a giant computer mainframe, server room full of that energy. Some see it as a library. It all depends. Mine's got books and computers and all kinds of storage in there, and it stores everything about our soul. And I go back into that and help people work on transforming their lives now from lessons that they needed to learn in past lives. If you're interested in that, check out my website. I've got some more information there. That is www.timesgate.com. And the link to that and my Facebook and Instagram pages are in the About section on my channel. So feel free to hit that and look those up. So let's get going and see what's going on. Today is Sunday, September 19th. This month is just flying by. And I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel the energy lighten a little bit before we get into October. Which once we hit October, we get towards that Halloween time of year with the veil thinning. And it's just a wonderful time of year. Fall is one of my favorite times of the year. So what do we have going on for everybody for today, for September 19th? Shuffle the tarot cards a little bit, and we'll shuffle the oracle cards. The oracle cards I'm using are the Starseed Oracle. Again, not a deck that I've used a whole lot, so deciding to challenge myself as well as doing the reading. For more in-depth descriptions and closer pictures of the cards, I always post those on my Facebook and Instagram channels. So be sure to check those out there. So let's see. What do we have going on for this week for everyone? And this is collective energy, so it may or may not resonate for you. It's basically the energy that's affecting all of us this coming week. If you want to take a look at your personal energy, shoot me an email at timesgate@gmail.com and we can set up your own tarot reading or a different kind of reading if you wish. So what do we have going on for everybody for Sunday, September 19th? We have the One of Roses, commitment. A wonderful way to start the week. And some of you may have already felt the effects of it today. This talks about abundance, your cup overflowing, the love overflowing from you, towards you, and within you. Great way to start things out. And clarified by the Starseed Oracle card for today. You can tell they're new cards. It's hard to get them apart. Weight of the world. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Try to get that on camera. So the One of Roses with commitment is looking at what you really want in your life, what kind of abundance and emotional fulfillment you want in your life. It's time to maybe put it down on paper. But then with the weight of the world, let go what isn't yours to carry. So maybe it's time to look at what you really do want in your life and who you want in your life. And as I've been saying for the last month or so, it is a great time to let things go. And fall always reminds us that every year with the leaves on the trees, letting things go. So let's see what we have for Monday, the beginning of the work week for a lot of us. We get the Ark of the Covenant, card 11. This one I'm going to read a little bit. It follows along with some of the major arcana, the typical major arcana. But when you throw the Akashic records in there, there's a little bit of other meaning too. At the most mundane level, this card can represent a beneficial legal contract or title transfer. It can also show successfully working with professionals such as brokers and lawyers. More often, it indicates that you're living true to your own karmic contract, facing your lessons of growth, working towards greater discoveries, and bringing your unique contributions to the world. Your karma does not rule you, you rule it. When your work becomes too great, taking a rest doesn't break with your covenant, it supports it. You understand the phases of time and energy and work within those phases. Seeing if there's anything else that's with that at this time. Nope, it doesn't look like it. But the Ark of Covenant is about following what is right for you. Excellent on today's, for Monday, on today's letting things go, working with your boundaries, and finally starting to follow your path. And the Oracle card, We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. So I see this Ark of the Covenant and We the Hathors cards together as honoring yourself, following your path that you know is right for you in your heart, and finding that deep love for yourself. Maybe you've been struggling with that. But those cards show you're on the right path and you're going the way you need to go. Moving on to Tuesday. We get the Three of Scrolls, setting your course. Clarified by surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. With the setting your course card, that is similar to the Three of Wands as far as letting your, I don't think it's matched up to the Three of Wands, but I'm getting that similar feeling where you've set what you want in motion, and now you're seeing your ships come in. You're seeing all that you've put in, all the work you've put in is coming to fruition. And with the Oracle card of surrender to the sweetness, enjoying the fruits of your labors, enjoying what you've worked hard for, that you've brought into your life. Moving on to Wednesday. For Wednesday, we get the Four of Keys, clearing the way. And this talks about building that strong foundation and clearing out which isn't in your best interest to build your physical security, your physical abundance. And clearing your way home. If you can see in the distance, there is a home. And they're working hard to get to that happy home. Just need to clear a log out of the path. Clarified by the Oracle card of fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, and extremes of life. Interesting that the card for Tuesday was surrender to the sweetness, and the card for Wednesday is fall into my arms. A lot of surrendering, letting go. That still is a very prevalent theme for September. So it's just time to surrender and keep working towards what you know to be worth it for you in your life. Keep clearing that path to your home. You'll get there. Moving on to Thursday. With Thursday comes in the Queen of Roses. She is the nurturing, caring queen, very loving, allowing herself to enjoy the sweet things in life, which right on the tails of surrender to the sweetness, but also nurturing towards others as well, nurturing towards herself as to others, and stopping to smell the proverbial roses. And this is clarified by the Oracle card of the Cosmic Heart, Devotion, Potency, Make Your Life a Moving Prayer. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. You may not be able to see it, but on this card as well, in the folds and patterned out by star, are roses. And they both have that serene look on their faces of just living that life of love, living deep within love for themselves and for everything around them. And just being truly content at the point they are in their lives. Beautiful. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hopefully the week doesn't move quite this quick. We want to be able to enjoy it. For Friday, we get the Seven of Scrolls, Intricacies and Industries. Working on your physical security, working on getting things moving for you in your life. Possibility of a new job opening up or changing careers coming into play. But building the life that you want. And that's kind of seeming to be a theme for this week, of building the life that you want. Maybe doing a little rebuilding if need be. And shuffle these Oracle cards up a little bit. The Oracle card for Friday. Big picture thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. The synchronicity of these cards this week is just amazing. So there could be a lot of synchronicities for you as well coming this week. But if you look at both of these cards, trying to get it in the camera, both of them have that cathedral-like feeling. Building your own castles. Thinking big. Don't think small when it comes to your life. What is it you want? Go out there and make it happen because you're the one who can. So we will end the week on Saturday, and apparently we have a card that's popping out, so we'll catch that one in a little bit. We're going to see what Saturday has. For some reason, my camera stopped right before Saturday, so I'm going to try my best to edit those up, but if it jumps a little bit, you'll understand why. I had pulled Saturday's cards, and yes, I do have the jumper card. For Saturday, we get the 5 of Keys, wishes fulfilled. And if you look at the room, it's filled with abundance, with harvest fruits and grains and a lot of food, looking out into the windows over a serene area. Bring about what you really want in your home. Wishes fulfilled. Who can get better than that for a Saturday? And the Oracle card is of lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Get it in the light. Bringing those two together is looking at the different things you've had in your life and in your world. Maybe things you've experienced in past lives as well. Different things you've went through. And joining those parts of your life together. And truly deciding what it is you want in your world. Maybe you have to go to those soul memories to get it. And as I promised, the card that was the jumper, which I usually don't get jumpers, so that one surprised me, and it is an amazing card because following on Saturday's reading, this is kind of summarizing the energy of the entire week. And it is 2 of Scrolls, 2 worlds. So I'm going to read you this card because I think it very much embodies everything that we are currently going through as a collective, as well as may be speaking to some of you individually. Surrounded by a spinning wheel and baskets of wool, a beautiful woman, worried and tired, gazes at the embers in the fireplace. She has worked hard at her spinning wheel for the coins that are gathered on the table. The expansive window behind her looks out onto a Buddhist monastery high in the mountains. When you receive this card, there is a conflict in your life between what the outer world requires of you and how your own spirit directs you. You actually may have had a number of past lives where you wanted to focus on your spiritual growth and therefore joined a monastery to do so. Then missing the wonders of the secular world, all those wonders could offer, such as love, family, and financial success, you chose the secular world exclusively in your next incarnation. Yet this didn't offer the spiritual focus you also sought. Because of this, it's likely that you bounced back and forth from the monastic to the personal in a number of incarnations and throughout a number of different faiths. You are now again experiencing the polarity between a fully self-realized spiritual experience and personal success in your day-to-day life. It often feels as if you have to let one go in order to embrace the other. This push-pull will continue until you learn to bring your spiritual self to every situation in your personal life. It's time to replace worry with trust and integrate your external truth with your temporal reality. If you have a job or in a relationship that actively pulls you from your spirit, you must deal with it or possibly leave it. Who you are forever is who you are now. Let nothing impede that power. When you own it, absolute self-realization in both worlds will elude you no longer. And here is how to help you bring that into play. Close your eyes and say to yourself, "The divine thrives in my daily world." Then see the God of your understanding stand beside you. See yourself walking through your life in this great company, handling everything that comes your way. And that is really wonderful because we are not just human little beings, meant to get up, go to work, do a job, go home, sleep, pay bills, get up, do work, and on and on and on. We are meant to have a fulfilling experience on this planet. We come down here to play. When we're up in spirit, everything's that blissful, loving energy. We are with God, universe, spirit, whatever you determine it. But by realizing that you bring a little of that divinity with you to earth, embracing the spiritual side of yourself, and learning to bring those two halves together and live that fully rich life that you've wanted, And maybe you feel like you've been missing. And it could have been that you've been missing it for multiple lifetimes, which was the push and pull. It's time. It's time to let go of what does not work for you and bring in what does, regardless of what society thinks, what other people think. You know what is true for you in your heart and soul. That's the best guidance you can have and the best thing to follow. Wonderful way to end the weekly reading. I wish all of you a blissful and wonderful week. Take care. Be blessed. See you later.